Okay, so now that I have more information on what happened yesterday with BlockBusters Tech, I feel that I can make a good comprehensive video for you guys. There's still some unanswered questions in this, so I'll be happy to give you guys more updates moving forward, but I think this is going to be a good comprehensive video. Just keep in mind that I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Everything I'm sharing is my own opinion. It's my own research. Please go do your own research. And also, if you find this information valuable, help by hitting the thumbs up like button and sharing on whatever other social platform that you use, whether it's Twitter or Reddit, Facebook, that kind of a thing, so that other people can see this and know what's happening. Let's go ahead and dive into this. First off is if you take a look at the price charts, you see a massive drop. And this made it go very, very low. A lot of people looked at this and they thought, oh, this thing just rug pulled. So there was an exploit that happened with the contract, and in that exploit, a bizarre scenario took place. Blockbusters actually tweeting this out yesterday. They said, trading is being paused. A wallet is selling with more Blockbuster token than the total supply. Will announce when trading is back active and liquidity is injected. I personally, I've never heard of this before. I've never heard of this before. I have no idea how the heck you can create more than what was existing in the supply. So that's very interesting. But the fact is, it's paused right now. And of that, of course, it had dramatically impacted the liquidity. But when this project had launched, they did not have all of their liquidity involved in the launch of the project. Because if they did, then it definitely could have ran the risk of just being a complete rug pull, where there is nothing you can do to try and make it recover. But if we actually go back out on the day, let's take a look at the price charts here for just a second. You can see with Blockbusters Tech that on that launch day, which was actually this first candle here, August 5th, we can see the price had a massive, massive climb all the way up. Went to around 12 cents. This is suggesting that it was closer to like a 15-cent price range. And that was because when it launched, nobody had the ability to sell. There was an issue, I believe it was with the distributor wallet and with the transaction fees associated with that, but nobody was able to sell. Things then opened up and there was a bot. That bot had a huge impact, but that money was actually caught from that. That money was pulled off to the side, and then we were told that that would be coming back into play later on, but they were going to be going through a series of updates. So is this a perfect launch? It is not by any means a perfect launch. I totally acknowledge that, and I think everyone else should have a reality check and realize that as well. However, how have things been handled since then? Was there a set of security mechanisms in place that was able to acquire the funds? Those funds, are they going to be going back in to help with injection and price stability? Do they have things established to strengthen the liquidity? And a lot of these answers we're looking to are very positive. So yes, we look at the right now at the price, but also look down below. You see this? This is the order book. This is people that were buying. Pause trading right now, but after that exploit were people panic selling whatever they had left? No, they were actually in vast waves trying to buy it back up as much as they could. They were loving it. As crazy as that sounds, you would think people would panic and think that, oh, everything's over, and they would just hold on, waiting to see what happened, or they would potentially sell. But what ended up happening is, look at all these green buy orders. I mean, it's just a massive wall of people buying, and there's not a single red. I mean, I'm still scrolling down. Okay, then you start to see a little bit of red, but just look at how much of that green there is. Then you see these crazy amounts here. This like $270,000 that's being reported. So it's estimated that with this exploit, it was approximately $250,000 to $500,000 that was involved with that selling process. That's my understanding of it. And don't forget that you guys can go look at contracts. You can go look at the BST scan for all of this information. I just showed you one example there just a moment ago for that. And the other thing is that the liquidity, if you looked on Dex Screener yesterday in the evening, the liquidity was quite low. I think it was around $68,000. But since then, they've actually injected some liquidity back in. So I'm going to go ahead and scroll up just a tad bit here. We can see Don Bailey, who's the CEO for BlockBusters Tech. He said about 3 hours ago, Liquidity injected running 2 tracks for dev and security. I think that's actually supposed to be a period right there after the injected. So liquidity injected, stop. Running 2 tracks for dev and security, stop. I think that's what was intended. We'll provide further information when available. The liquidity, he circled it right here, $640,000. So again, I want to really stress this out. They have not had all of their liquidity injected into this. So with the paused trading, their objective goal is for when this goes back to being live, which there's been no indication that it will not go back to being live. But when that happens, the price would actually be restored at or right around the level it was before that person or group of people, whoever it was, that did the exploit, that price just absolutely crashed. They have the kind of liquidity for that. And the liquidity that they just injected in, again, apparently there's even more liquidity outside of what they've injected in here that is still on the sidelines that could be pushed in. So I hope that's reassuring for people to a degree. Now it actually gets a little bit better because with Don Bailey, another thing that was being stressed is the fact that he's working on more audits and having more security, etc., starting to ramp up with this. They already had one audit when they went into this. So it's a bit disappointing with the auditor that they failed to recognize an exploit such as this. But the fact is that it happened and we have to look forward. So moving forward, having more auditors review this. Right now he's saying we've acquired 2 audit companies and 3 other independent parties to review the contract. We'll update again soon. And they made it clear they're really trying to ramp up their security, really scrutinize going through the contract. But as it is right now, if you guys wanted to have trading be active and live for BlockBusters Tech today or tomorrow, that is almost a guaranteed no. My understanding and many other people's understandings are that they are waiting to relaunch trading until the auditors have had a proper, thorough examination of the contract. And I understand that this can be frustrating for people. They can feel like their funds are being held. But do you really want to take the risk of this happening again? If you can increase the review of the contract and having multiple more resources go through it, I hope you understand that the odds of an exploit like this happening again and affecting all of us would be dramatically lower than if they just went ahead and said, oh, well, people just want to start trading again, right? So we're just going to go ahead and get that up and running. I'm okay with the fact that they need to take some time with this. I would hope that it doesn't take very long, but overall, I had a good amount of money I could have sold and would be very helpful with certain things going on in my own personal life. I feel comfortable right now. And when I was on the Twitter space and listening to a lot of the other speakers talk, it also felt very reassuring. So, I'm not going to tell you how you should feel because it's your money and you have the right to your own emotions, obviously. But I just hope you guys understand from an outside perspective, hearing somebody else talk about this, somebody that had a substantial amount of money that was in play with this, I'm feeling okay. In fact, I would say that I'm feeling good. The fact that these people are handling it this way and shows that there is definitely a light at the end of this tunnel. And I mean, you can see that there's, again, plenty of other people that were trying to buy this up. That's a ton of people that wanted to buy. So obviously there's a lot of people that believe in this project. I'll keep you guys updated on this. I believe that is covering all the main components of this. You guys are awesome. And be sure to check out my other videos on my channel too. I got a lot of stuff that I cover here. If you're new, don't forget to hit subscribe, hit the thumbs up like button. And thank you to my Patreon supporters. A double shout out thank you to WeLoveSafeman.com, Murad Shaker, Victor Vegas, Safeman Oz for being higher level patrons. I thank you all so much. You have a wonderful day. God bless. We'll see you in the next episode.